Nobody.
But since you go live. Oops.
Hello, Jim from HomesNOW, not later. How y'all doing? Anybody sleeping? Marcus, JC, get your fucking ass to sleep. I just wanted to give a quick update on city. We were in planning department meeting today about our new site, and some stuff was brought up. And so I want to make it perfectly clear to City Hall, all the city people, all the employees, all the staff, the mayor, city council, and everybody else's butt hurt. Hey, first off, let me say this loud and clear. I can't thank the city enough for letting us do Winter Haven and for moving forward with our next site that we're going to move Winter Haven to and call it Safe Haven. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough for doing that. What we did at City Hall on Monday was a totally separate issue. We weren't there to bitch about how we're being treated by the city at Winter Haven, or how the residents are doing at Winter Haven, or how the city's not providing anything at Winter Haven, because the city is. They're giving us water, hot and cold, and electric, and they're letting us use their spot. So I'm thankful as shit for that. What we went to city council for Monday night was to talk about the lack of emergency shelter, not about the lack of city support for Winter Haven, or the lack of support from the city for Safe Haven that we're calling. I just want to clear that up, because somehow they think we're bitching because the city's not doing anything, and they're taking it like we don't think they're doing anything with Winter Haven or whatever. It couldn't be further from the truth. What we went to City Hall was for, because Sunday, the 4th or whatever day it was, I went riding around with the outreach crews, handing out hot water bottles, trying to get people off the streets, and I saw shit that I can't unsee. And remember, I was homeless for 17 years and have been doing this for the last 25. So I've seen a lot of shit. But what I saw Sunday night appalled me. So yes, I called the mayor out, and I called Jack Klaus out. I did not call them out to bitch and moan about them not doing anything for Winter Haven. I called them out because there was a lack of emergency shelter. We keep hearing that there's room at the inn at the Mission and at Fountain Haven Church. But what we're hearing on the street says just the opposite. So I called them out on that. I did not go Monday night to bitch about the city not doing anything for Winter Haven. They're doing an awesome job for Winter Haven. I'm proud of them for what they're doing for Winter Haven. And I'm actually proud that they opened up another shelter that's not religious-based. It's not run by the drop-in center or the Mission. So that's what that was about. I wish elected officials would stop taking shit personal. Like I explained today at the planning department meeting with Rick and Lisa Poole and the acting police chief and another guy, I can't remember his name. Wow, I'm really bad, aren't I? And Charlie and Danielle, that was a totally separate issue. I am mad because there's a lack of mental health services. I am mad because there's a lack of drug and alcohol services. I am mad because there's a lack of emergency shelter beds when it's cold out. I'm mad because there was a lack of planning for an emergency shelter plan. I'm not mad about you not doing anything for Winter Haven. It's two different issues. I know it's kind of hard for some people to separate the two, but I can do it really well. Winter Haven's awesome. We're taking care of Winter Haven. Thank you, the city, for all the help with Winter Haven and the help that you're going to give us with Safe Haven. And thank you so much for opening up another shelter. I mean that with all the bottom of my heart. You listened, you did something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But don't mix the two issues. Don't kind of give the idea that if we don't back off of you about shelter, that we could risk Winter Haven. Because that's not going to happen. And I don't know whether they meant it that way. That's the way I took it. That we're jeopardizing our relationship that we have with the city because we're bitching about certain things. But it's two different issues, folks. There's Winter Haven, tiny homes, and then there's the lack of emergency shelter. The city stepped up. The county, well, let's talk about that. I got an email from Tyler Schroeder today that they found us a facility. Please contact him. So I contacted him. And when I asked him where the facility was, he goes, I don't know, let me find out. I thought he just emailed, maybe that he knew where the shelter was. So I had to find the name. So it's the St. Paul Church. So he gave me the guy's name that was going to contact me, and I forgot it. So I emailed him back, and I said, can you send me the contact information for the people at St. Paul's Church? And he said, I'll have to look for it. Which makes me wonder, if I was talking to somebody and emailed them that, hey, I found you a facility, I would have it sitting right on my desk, so when you email me back, I can send you the information. So when I emailed him back, he said he'd look for it. Well, then he emailed me back and said that they would be contacting me, but didn't give me their information. So I guess the way I feel is it's going to be an interesting meeting at 1 o'clock tomorrow at County Council. I don't know what else to do, folks. I tried to walk this line, you know. To me, in my head, and maybe it's just because I have 27 different personalities, I can separate shit pretty quick in 27 different ways. But what we did Monday had nothing to do with Winter Haven or Safe Haven. It had to do with lack of emergency shelter. And if anybody isn't clear on that, please let me know so maybe I can try to clear it up. I don't know. Is anybody else confused that we weren't talking about Winter Haven on Monday? Even though a lot of our Winter Haven residents testified, and the reason they testified because they've heard the lies being put out there that nobody's turned away from the mission, that they allow dogs, they allow cats, they allow this, they're not full. So our Winter Haven residents that have used the drop-in center wanted to testify. They weren't criticizing the city because of Winter Haven. If you would have listened to their testimony, they were all praising the city for Winter Haven, that it saved their lives, that it got them housing. So please, people, understand the difference between criticizing for one issue and praising for another issue. Like Doug just said, we'll praise you when you do stuff right, but when you're lacking in another area, we're going to call you out on it. I'm sorry if you don't like that. I'm sorry if you don't like talking about facts. Mayor Linville, I'm not mad at you personally. Jack Klaus, I'm not mad at you personally. I'm mad at the system. The system was created by elected officials, and I'll be right point fucking blank. The system sucks. It's broke. It needs fixed. Don't take it all personally. You ran for office, or you were appointed in some cases, or whatever. You put yourself in the public spotlight. My dad used to say, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, two of them are getting out of the kitchen, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not mad at you. I don't have a personal hate for you. You care. I get it. You say your hands are tied. Well, then change the rules. You say it takes time. How long did it take you to open the emergency shelter, City of Bellingham? 1 day. 1 day after we came to City Council, the next day you were opening a shelter? Huh. I guess it worked, didn't it? Thank you. Now I hope tomorrow at 1 o'clock, when we go in front of the county for the emergency meeting, that they do the same thing. Open up a different thing. We need something for everybody, not just men, not just women with kids, not just for couples. We need something for everybody. You know, we always talk about Bellingham being inclusive, including people, the LGBT community, the whites, the blacks, the Mexicans, this, blah, blah, blah. When are we going to prove it? Why can't couples stay together? Why we got to separate them? Why can't a mom with an adult child that's disabled, that needs her to take care of him, that's vulnerable, why can't she stay with him instead of him going to the drop-in center and her going to Fountain Community Church? She doesn't feel safe doing that, so she sleeps out on the street. Because she can't get a motel voucher, supposedly, that are out there, because her son's an adult. Doesn't matter that he's developmentally disabled. It just matters that he's not a kid. He's not a baby. Not a little baby. He's an adult. So, I'll say it one more time. What we did Monday and what we did Tuesday had nothing to do with Winter Haven. To me, it was a total separate issue. We were going to talk about emergency shelter in an extreme, in my case, in my opinion, a disaster, a crisis, an emergency. When I call 911, they don't say, "Oh, just a minute, I'm going to put you on hold and we're going to have a meeting. It's going to take some time. Don't have a heart attack yet. We'll be there in a minute." No, it means, hey, what's going on? We'll get somebody right there. That's what an emergency is to me. You deal with it now, not later. Huh, there you go. HomesNOW, not later, huh? So, I just wanted to clear this up. I hope you share this with everybody. I appreciate the county council making their motion and really fighting hard for us. I really thought Wednesday morning we were going to go in with the exec and the deputy exec and actually come out with something. I was offended that Jack Louse could sit beside me and say that Winter Haven was a waste of time and resources. Because we couldn't keep them in tents when it was -0 out and the wind was about 60 miles an hour.
And there's snow.
Anybody that had any responsibility wouldn't have kept anybody in tents. So what I'm asking from the governments is we need to work hard to get more mental health treatment. We need to get more drug and alcohol treatment. We need to have better options. And when you make good choices and you provide better options, I'll be the first one to say thank you. But when you ignore other things, I'll be the first one to be there and call you out. Like I told Rick and the acting chief of police today, all my friends that are activists across the nation will tell you Jim Peterson is one hell of an activist, but he's not housebroke. And I'm not, and I don't want to be. I want to be raw like I am. I want to be blunt. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say, oh, everything's nice. People are freezing to death. It's all good. Thanks for trying. Thanks for caring. No, I'm going to push it until you do something. And I'm not going to be the one to do it. I'll have the homeless people that are suffering be the ones to talk to you, like I did Monday. Homeless people have a voice when they're around me. As you've noticed, when reporters come on Winter Haven site, you don't see me doing a lot of interviews. I always tell them, why don't you go talk to the residents? They're the ones that you need to hear from. Everybody's heard what I have to say. They're probably sick of it. I'm surprised 12 people are watching this shit. But I'm going to get off here. Thank you all for your help.
14. 14.
and goodbye.